Motorsports, an arena of speed and grace. It is a sport where quick thinking and nerves of steel are a necessity, not only behind the wheel, but behind the desk as well. For Paul Bryan, motorsport is a passion that not only provides a day-to-day challenge, but is his livelihood as well. Paul is known for his past WGN radio show, Motorsports Today, and is now working for the Alfa Romeo IndyCar team. He is a perfect example of the blend between communications and sport, and is the subject of this edition of In the Spotlight.
This is In the Spotlight with Tom Stoller.
Hello and welcome to In the Spotlight. I'm your host, Tom Stoller, and with us today is Paul Bryan. I had to double check. Paul is...
You don't have to look far, though, do you?
No. Paul is known to many Chicago motorsports fans for his WGN radio show, Motorsports Today. Although the show is no longer on, he continues his jobs in the motorsports arena and in the communications field. Welcome today, Paul.
Thank you.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you first, you're not doing your show anymore. What are you doing?
In November of last year, I was asked by Alfa Romeo, an Italian automobile manufacturer, to take over the design of their media relations plan and corporate communications plan for the new Indianapolis 500 IndyCar team that they were putting together. Mm-hmm. So I was asked to do that, and there wasn't enough time to put together a major program like that for Alfa Romeo and continue with the radio show. And so I said, well, heck, I've done radio shows before, but I've never been able to put together an IndyCar team, and so that's what I'm doing now.
Oh, that's terrific. And you were telling me before that the Alfa Romeo team will be starting out this May at Indianapolis.
At Indianapolis, even though there are two races prior to the Indy 500 at Phoenix coming up this weekend and Long Beach the following week, we'll bring the car out of the box at the 500.
You have worked in many different areas in the communications and broadcasting field. Can you talk about some of those?
Well, some I can. Others are classified. If I told you, I'd have to kill you, of course. But, started in college, as you're doing right now, at Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa, and worked there, had an internship with the NBC affiliate in Des Moines. Then there was a war going on, which you don't have the benefit of keeping you in school for a war. So when I got out, I was drafted and went to work for American Forces Radio and Television, and worked in that position in the Panama Canal Zone up until there was an earthquake in Managua, Nicaragua, where then they found out I was the only jump-qualified broadcaster in all of South America. So I was dropped into a burning city with a radio, with an earthquake going on, and so they said, "You're a reporter." So off we went. And when that happened, I was attached to a special forces unit that went there. They grabbed onto me, and then I wound up spending the better part of 9 months or 10 months at that point with special forces, and with their psychological operations outfit, which I always call my first foray into real advertising. So from there to Fort Sheridan, working with the Army Recruiting Command. Then I'll give you the chronology. WYEN Displays, which stands for Where You Earn Nothing, so I'm up there. Then to WCLR, down to Dallas to another company that WCLR owned, 2 stations down there, and then to WGN for 5.5 years, and now Alfa Romeo.
Can you discuss some of your career highlights?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And we can do, what are we going to do for the next 4 minutes? Career highlights. Yeah, I've got 2 Clios hanging on the wall, which I'm very proud of, from the advertising industry. It's the highest honor that the advertising industry bestows. It's the Emmy of that class, and I've got 2 of those, and I'm very proud of them. I think maybe the most fun I ever had announcing was introducing Ronald Reagan at at the 1984 Republican Convention. I was the announcer,
Wow.
and that was just kind of a kick. Other things that I've really enjoyed doing, I enjoyed telling off Jimmy Carter at WGN. He was in to do an interview with Milt Rosenberg, who was on right after I was with Extension 720. And I said, I'm never going to have the opportunity again to talk to former President Jimmy Carter and tell him how I really felt. So I walked into the studio and told him. And it infuriated
On the
Milt.
air?
No, it was just before they started, which was even better. But yeah, I mean, those are some of the things that really stick out in my mind.
We'll be back after some news and sports to discuss Paul's favorite PR department, which would be Steve Dahl and Gary Meyer.
Oh, we are?
Oh yeah, we'll be back soon.